Good evening, Knick fans. Welcome back. Just wanted to go over tonight's game. The Knicks played the Wizards tonight, and it was an interesting ball game. The Knicks are clearly a better team than the Wizards, even without Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, and Nerlens Noel. However, without all those guys, we still performed pretty well. The team shot pretty well. They were really on fire in the first quarter, most of the second quarter. Kind of cooled off a little bit towards the end of the second quarter. And the third quarter, they were a little cold as well. But then they picked it up by the end of the third quarter. So overall, it was a good offensive game by the Knicks. They put it away pretty much in the third quarter. And when the bench came in, the bench was able to extend the lead as well. I really like the team's defense. They're very, like I said, the last stream. The Knicks are very quick to help off the dribble. It's almost like they're expecting their teammate to get beat, and so they were looking to help every time somebody went off the dribble. It didn't work very well at times in this game because the Wizards still got a lot of points in the paint. However, overall, the Knicks defense was pretty solid. It was pretty good. Can't really complain about it. R.J. Barrett did a much better job today playing defense. I thought he did pretty well playing defense against Bradley Beal. The Wizards are just not a great offensive team, especially with Bradley Beal leading them. He's just not efficient enough to be the number one option on the team. He just has a lot to work on in terms of his game. The other guard that they had, can't remember his name, Dinwiddie. He didn't play. He didn't shoot very well today as well. And but they I guess they did the best they can, but it just wasn't enough against the Knicks. The Knicks basically put this game away in the third quarter. Like I said, I like the team defense. It was pretty solid. Like I'm sorry, Julius Randle was out today, so as a result, Obi Toppin was able to start. Really thought he was going to take advantage of the start and really show out today, but he basically had a really slow start. Picked it up a little bit in the second half. I don't think he scored his first points until the third quarter. But he also had a nice alley oop dunk in the third quarter, and then he also I think he had a couple of 3 point shots. He made a couple of threes maybe throughout during this game, which was really nice. The one person who did take advantage of Julius Randle being out was Kevin Knox, at least on the offensive end. He basically was putting it up today. I mean, he was letting the ball fly. He was not afraid to be aggressive on the offensive end. I kind of wish he was as aggressive when he's going to the basket. When he goes to the basket, he still goes up really soft and weak. He always puts up these really soft, weak floaters. One of them got blocked by Harrell pretty bad, or I'm sorry, it might have been Gafford who blocked it. But either way, Knox really needs to work on his finishing strong at the rim. I just don't understand why he just can't do it. Maybe he's just not who he is. The other thing with Knox is his defense is still pretty bad. He still makes a lot of bad decisions, like not bad decisions. He kind of spaces out sometimes. He gets lost. And then there was one play that kind of shows everything you need to know about Kevin Knox on the defensive end. I, I don't know if it was Dinwiddie or Beal was coming down the court really fast. It was 1-on-1 with Knox, and Knox before the player even hit the free throw line, Knox already had his hand up in the air, kind of trying to slide his feet. But it's just like it was pretty much Matador defense. Had his hand in the air, let the guy just run right by him and get to the rim and get that layup. I mean, he just needs to. It's just I'm not sure what he needs to do on defense. It seems like maybe he just doesn't have the foot speed for it. Doesn't have the head for to play defense in the NBA. So I think that's where he really struggles, and I think that's what he's not understanding. It's not his offense is not an issue. He has some tools on the offense, especially shooting the ball. He's pretty good. Uh, he's really good shooting the ball. However, it's just his defense is just sometimes it's very difficult to tolerate him on the defensive end. However, he showed out, shot the ball really well, and so that was nice to see. There was one thing that was a little weird on offense that he did. He ran a pick and roll with IQ in the fourth quarter, and instead of running to the open space, he just kind of rolled through the 3 point line. Emmanuel quickly should have made sure he looked before he passed the ball. Emmanuel quickly automatically did a bounce pass to the open space, but Knox wasn't there. Knox actually rolled through the 3 point line instead of rolling towards the open space. That was a little odd. But that was pretty much it. But overall, Knox really did try to take advantage of Julius being out to show what he can do. So he played to his strength, which is really good, and he did show some of his strengths. Um, The Knicks, as far as points in the paint, we didn't have a lot of points in the paint. Like I said, we struggle finishing in the paint, especially RJ Barrett really needs to work on his ability to finish in the paint. Obi Toppin, when he was able to pick it up, he was able to basically get some buckets to the paint. And so we do run a lot of stuff for RJ Barrett going to the paint. So now I'm starting to wonder if he continues to struggle being able to finish at the rim, like why even continue running it, right? Until he needs to be able to show and prove that he can actually finish at the rim. So at this point, I wonder if the coach should maybe start looking at running some plays for Obi Toppin in the paint. I just don't. I wonder why they don't do it. He obviously, not obvious. He finishes better than R.J. Barrett at the rim, even in traffic. So I think they're just better off trying to see if they can run some plays for Obi Toppin, where he can get some shots either while he's in the paint or at the rim. And so I think the Knicks really should focus on that. Right now, they have their 3-point shooting down. They shot really well from the 3-point line today. They were lights out. I think they were shooting something like 45 or 46% from three this game. They made like 28 threes, I think. And so they're really shooting lights out. But the problem is, actually, three-pointers, they went 24 of 52. So that's like maybe 47, 48%. So they're really shooting really lights out. But now the problem is finishing at the paint, and they just need to find a way to do that. As I said before, they struggle at it. If they can find a way to finish more at the paint, I think it's going to make them a more efficient and more prolific offense. And so that's what the coaches need to work on. So they need to look more to maybe doing something for Obi Toppin. Obviously, when Mitchell Robinson comes back, that's going to help us with that as well. Nerlens Noel is not going to help us very much with that. So right now, I really think they need to focus on getting more shots for Obi Toppins in the restricted area at the rim, and also getting more shots for Mitchell Robinson also in this restricted area. Of course, the other person I forgot is also Randall when he returns, because he finishes 66% at the rim even in traffic. So he finishes fairly strong at the rim. And so that was pretty much the analysis for today's game. We're going to go over the box score real quick. Like you see here, RJ Barrett, like I said, he shot only 41%, but the problem, the reason why his field goal percentage is so low, because he just can't finish at the rim. And so I don't think he made any layup in traffic today. I think he missed everything. I think maybe there was one post-up play where he scored in the fourth quarter against like some garbage players. So he still really needs to work a lot on this. He shot 4 of 8 from 3, which is really good. He's become such an excellent 3-point shooter, and that's a very good sign. He was 4 of 6 from the free throw. There's actually his last pair of free throws he took. He missed both of them. That was a little interesting to see, but hopefully he does better does better the next time. Obi Toppins shot 55%. Like you said, he had a slow start. He was only 5 of 9. He didn't really pick it up until the third quarter. Todd Gibson, very solid performance as always. But unfortunately, Todd Gibson, I think a lot of people have also said that. I've heard people even say this, like, he gives you excellent effort and he gives you good offense, and he's very impactful when he's in the game. However, he can only give you but so much, and he's always going to be in the right place defensively, make some plays here and there, but sometimes he's going to get out muscled, and outspeeded in the paint. So we can't wait until we get Mitchell Robinson and Nerlens Noel back. So Evan Fournier, he struggled shooting again today. He was only 2 of 7 from 3-point line, only 28%. But you have to imagine this is not going to continue too much longer. Evan Fournier, he shot 6 of 6 from the free throw line. One thing I do like about him, he actually gets to the line and he gets the calls. He's aggressive. He's very elusive off the dribble. And he also makes a lot of plays for his teammates. He had 2 assists today, but this 2 assists doesn't really tell the whole story, because he actually did an excellent job moving the ball during this game. And so although he didn't shoot well, I really like the way Evan Fournier played. And then on top of that, he's been playing better. He's been playing pretty good defense. I like the defense he's been playing this year. He's been, this 2 preseason games. So he's been putting a lot of effort on the defensive end. And I think that's having a lot of impact on his shooting. I think, he's been required to play a lot more defense, especially he's playing the 2 guard. So he's guarding some really good players. And so he's winded on the other end. And so that's why his this percentage is dipping right now, but I think he's gonna pick it up. Kimball Walker, he had a pretty solid game. He only shot 28% from the field. He struggled shooting the ball, only 2 of 6 from the 3 point line. But again, I think this improves over time. I think these guys, he's just a little rusty. Derrick Rose, phenomenal as always, 57% from the field. He was able to get to the free throw line, got other people involved. He had 8 assists. So Derrick Rose is, he's really picking it up, and he's really like, it's almost like it's not going to take him very long to get into regular season form. Jericho Sims still struggles on defense. Shot 50% from the free throw from the field. Defense, what I'm really looking for Jericho Sims right now is like his basically for him to improve on the defensive end. He's really struggling with that, and he really needs to focus more on it and really work on his defense. And he also, on the offensive end, maybe he can take it more advantage. He has a hook actually over the shoulder hook, going over using his right hand. I think he should utilize it a lot more. Sometimes he gets in trouble trying really hard to finish with a dunk. But I like it. I like the way he attempts to finish. I definitely can't complain about that. Alec Burke only shot 20% from the field, 2 of 8 from 3. But he played pretty decent. It wasn't too bad. He played good defense. I just don't see how Kevin Knox is going to be able to overtake Alec Burks. Kevin Knox may struggle getting minutes. I could be wrong because he's been shooting lights out. But for him to get some minutes at the small forward and find a way to steal some minutes from Alec Burke, I mean, like Alec Burke is not a great defender, and but the last couple of games he's been, his defense has been pretty solid. His defense is definitely better than Kevin Knox, and he's a much smaller player than Kevin Knox. So Alec Burks, I'm liking the way he's playing. I think his field goal percentage is going to improve over time. He's just getting warmed up. And of course, we got Emmanuel quickly. He made sure he made his shots today. He was 57% from the field, 3 of 5 from 3 point line. I mean, this dude is just lights out. What else can you say about him? He didn't do a lot of facilitating today. He did some, but Derrick Rose did most of the facilitating when they were on the floor together. But Emmanuel quickly was really lights out today. Shot the ball really well from 3. And also played pretty solid defense. Overall, the team played pretty well. I really enjoy how this team played today. This Knicks team, I truly believe they're gonna win a lot of ball clubs. I know it's preseason, but you can kind of like look at these games and tell what's going on. Again, down here, so I have a couple of shot charts here. The one on the right is RJ Barrett's shot chart, and we were talking about how he struggles finishing in the paint. And if you see here, I think this one shot he made, the circle here, it was like the post-up play he had against some player who's probably never going to see the light of day for the Wizards. But the rest of these, these are basically the rest of these shots he missed. It's just it was basically in the paint. I feel like there was more, but maybe it was like he got fouled on a few of them. But either way, so they're not showing it up here. But there was like a few of them where he got fouled, and it was at the rim, and he just missed it. He could have made it. It could have been a good and-one. But like I said here, if you see here, he just struggles finishing in the paint. It's really something he really needs to work on. Maybe it's because he's young, and maybe he is only like 20 years old. So maybe this is something we see improve as he gets older. And I'm hopeful and positive it improves. But for the time being, like I said, I think we should focus on this chart over here. This is Obi Toppin, and this is his finishes in the paint. And this is in traffic. One of them was an alley-oop dunk, but these other two I think was in traffic, and he was able to finish. And so I think maybe, like I said before, the Knicks should really look into running some more plays for Obi Toppin where he's taking a shot in the paint. Whether even if he's got a man on him or not, just get the ball to him in the paint and he takes a shot. However, Obi Toppin needs to be aggressive too, though, in this situation, because in the first quarter there was a situation where I think they passed him the ball. He was basically almost within the free throw line. He had only one man between him at the rim, and the man was basically at the rim. So he could have either taken one step and gone strong at the rim. That's all he had to do. One dribble and just go strong at the rim. The guy probably would have ended up just having to foul him. And so he also needs to basically take advantage of the chances he gets when he gets the ball in the paint. and there's only one man between him at the rim. He needs to be aggressive and go at the rim and attack the rim and try to get the layup, or hopefully get a free throw. So so on both sides, I think the team just needs to work on that. Right now, we're focusing on RJ Barrett finishing in the paint. I don't know if that's. I think maybe they need to go away from that for now, and look for getting more shots for Obi Toppin in the paint, or Julius Randle in the paint, and of course Mitchell Robinson getting shots in the paint. So pretty much this is all I have. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Comment below. I'll be more than happy to respond to your comments. Love what you guys have to say. Thank you so much.